Hey guys, and happy Saturday. So today is the So You Think You Can Craft challenge, and the item of the month is jars or vases, and I have some really simple, very easy, but very useful ways to use up some jars. There will be a playlist in my description box with all the people who are participating. We've got some amazing creators. They always come up with some really, really good content. My co-host this month is Chantel over at Crafty Hints by Chantel. I will have her information in the description box as well, so be sure to check her out and check out the playlist. If you're coming over here from the playlist, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. And if you are a returning subscriber, you know I appreciate you and welcome back. So I'm going to go ahead and get started really, really quick. Like I said, really easy. So the first jar I'm going to use is this jar that I've had for a while. It came from like TJ Maxx or Marshall's, and it's a Ray Dunn jar. But you don't have to use this one. The only reason that I'm using this one is, number one, I like that it has the word spark on it. If you can see, there we go. And it used to have like a little, like the strip to spark your matches on, and it was filled with matches. And I ran out, and then the little strip kind of wore out. So it's been sitting around for a while. And then I was working on a project on my other channel, and I had all these little matchbox strips left over and all these extra matches. So I was throwing them all in this jar just to kind of contain them so they weren't all over the place. And then it just made me kind of realize, well, I can use all of it. So first thing that I'm going to do is take one of these strips, oops, and kind of trim it down a little bit more, just so it's a little bit cleaner and it looks a little bit better. And you can, again, you can do this with any jar. It doesn't have to be obviously one from, you know, Ray Dunn, but this is just what I had on hand, and I liked that it said spark. And you can use any jar, and you know, obviously if you have a box of matches, this is going to be perfect. I'm going to use some double-sided tape on this just because once, you know, that strip is used up, I'm going to have to replace it with another one. So I thought this would be the easiest way to do this. And this is just a double-sided tape from the Dollar Tree. I find it to work really well, so you know. But obviously, if you have anything else, you can use that. I'm just going to wipe this off, make sure it's clean here. And then I'm going to take the backing off. Can you guys see me? I'm trying to make sure you guys can see what I'm doing here. Then I'm just going to take the backing off, if I can find it. There we go. And there's like a little spot. You can't really see it, I don't think, but there's these little etchings. So I'm just going to kind of put this strip right in between those little marks. So it's kind of where it was before. So then you have your little strip to strike your matches. And then I'm just going to take the matches that I had in this jar, and I'm going to replace them into here. Now, again, you can use, like I have this jar from Christmas, which I think is really cute. So if you have like Christmas candles and stuff and you want to do it on something like this, obviously you just do the same thing. You're going to just cut a little strip, and then, you know, you can glue it if you want to and just tape it there, or you can tape it to the top of the jar, whatever you want. But like I said, I had this jar and I just wanted to reuse it again. And I like having this just kind of sitting on my counter, and you know, it's a cute way. My husband sometimes will take it outside when he's grilling or when we're doing like a fire pit or something. So that's it. I mean, that's as simple as that is. And like I said, you can use any jar that you have. So that is DIY number one. Now, the Dollar Tree has these cute little pin cushions that they just came out with. And I bought this one because I wanted to use it to put my bookbinding needles on there, so they're a little bit bigger, you know, but I just kind of want to have them easy access, so I decided to buy one of these. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this elastic off of it, as close to the, the ribbon there as possible, because I don't need this elastic on there. I'm not going to put it on my wrist. I don't sew. I'm not a seamstress, but I have two options here. So I have this really cute jar that I got from the Dollar Tree. I already have some stuff in it. So it has all of my little book binding and like my book journal making stuff in it. So I have a bone folder, some little scissors, some glue and whatnot, my all tape measure and what have you. So I have all that stuff in there right now. But what I'm going to do, very simple. Like I said, all these are pretty easy. I have my hot glue gun over here. My extension cord is not long enough, but I'm just going to take some hot glue. I'm going to go around, put a nice amount of it here on the lid, and I'm running out of glue stick here. So put that in there. Push that through, push that through. There we go. All right, that's easier. There we go. Come on. And then I just want to make sure I have enough glue on there to hold this on. And then we're going to stick our little pin cushion on there. And just make sure you get it on there and it stays. Now I put a little too much, but you can always clean that off later. And that's pretty hot. So I'm gonna let this sit here for a second, cool off. All right, so it dried and then I realized I had stopped recording, but I just went through and cleaned off like all the excess glue that was kind of around the rim here. Now you can take some like decorative ribbon and kind of cover that up if you want to. It doesn't really look too bad to me, and I would just kind of clean up some more. And if you can't find these pin cushions at the Dollar Tree, you can find them at Joann, or you can make one. It's really simple. You just take some fabric. So if you have some fabric that you really like, take some cotton fill or whatever, cotton balls even if you want to, and then just sew it up and make yourself a cute little pin cushion. But this one works perfect. They fit right on the mason jar lids. Like, this is the perfect fit. So now I have all my little journaling supplies in there that I need. And then I have my needle, oops, if I can pick it up, the needles that I use to bind my journals. They're all in here and everything is ready so I don't lose my needles. And then I just have kind of a traveling little thing like that I can go from room to room with in my house. Same thing would go for like a sewing kit. I have a bunch of buttons in here, some thread, little set of scissors. You can throw a measuring tape in there. I've got some lace, and then you just put the lid on there and bam, you have yourself a little sewing kit. Keep your needles and your safety pins and all that stuff all in one little location. Then you can cover up the jars if you want to. I kind of like being able to see what's in the jars, so I would leave them just like that. Now I don't sew, so this one was just an example for you guys. I'm actually going to be using it for my journaling stuff, so I'll just keep this on my desk, and if I'm ever gonna work upstairs in my bedroom or my dining room or whatever, I can just pick this up and I have something that I can use to bind my journals. All right, then the last one, and I kind of started just to see how many I needed. You're going to need a small jar. This is actually a candle jar from the Dollar Tree that I cleaned out. And if you don't know how to clean them out, you boil some water, put the boiling water in the jar, let it sit, let it cool off, and all the candle wax will be on the top, and you can just pop it out and clean out the jar. It works great. I've been doing that for a while now, and it works great. I know there's other ways. I think I've seen people put them in the freezer. I'm always kind of leery of that. I feel like I'm going to break the jar. But anyway, so then I have all these hair roller like foam thingies that I've kept from previous projects. They just keep flying out my hand. From previous projects, if you've ever seen my DIYs on how I make the little drawer pulls, that's what I use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one and kind of measure how big I need it to be. So right about here. And then I'm just going to use that kind of as a guide to cut all the other ones. Now you can use just like a regular dish sponge if you want to, and you could just take your dish sponge and probably cut it in half and then roll it around in there so that it fits, you know, wind it in there. But since I had all of these, I was like, you know what? I might as well use them. I've been trying to do good about not buying a whole lot of supplies because I have an excess of stuff. I mean, it's ridiculous. So I'm gonna do that. And I have other jar videos, like, you know, videos where I use different size jars and different color different shaped jars and types of jars. I'll link those down in the description box as well. All right, so once you've measured out all your little sponges, whichever kind you're going to use, you're going to take your sponges and just kind of fill the jar up with all the sponges. Just make sure it's a nice, you know, tight fit there. And put as many as I can fit in here. Hopefully I cut the right amount here. I think that should be good. If not, you know, I can always add more. And then what I'm going to do is just take some acetone nail polish remover. You're going to pour it over the sponges until they're nice and saturated. You don't want to like overfill it, but you just want to make sure that all the sponges are nice and wet and it's nice and filled up. Let's see. Yeah, so put a little bit more in there just to make sure. And then you have yourself a nail polish remover. See, this one's a little not tight enough, so I'm gonna have to add some more. Maybe I can use these. I don't have a whole lot, but see, once I put the liquid in there, it kind of made it spongier. So obviously you just add some more. It's nice and wet. Now my hands are going to be all acetone. So yeah, you just fill it up, and then I have clear polish on. So then you just take your finger and you can, oops, that's coming out because it's too small. There we go. So then you just take your finger and you're able to take your polish off. So I did have, can you tell? Is it too shiny? I had clear polish on and now there's nothing on there. So you can see maybe that one's a little shinier. So I just kind of went through, wipe, wipe, wipe. And there you go. So you have yourself, and then you make sure you get yourself a lid that fits on there. And bam, you have yourself a nail polish remover. Easier than trying to, you know, do it individually like that. That is it, guys. How simple, how useful are these, you know, these DIYs. So that is it, guys. Be sure to check out the playlist. Again, thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a video. I'm trying to get my schedule together. I'm still recuperating from surgery, but I'm feeling way, way better than I have in quite some time. So prayerfully, I'll be, you know, closer to 100% very, very soon. So just keep praying for me. And I hope these were useful. And if you guys make these or anything like that, you know, send me a picture. Follow me on Instagram, and you can send me a picture over on Instagram and show me what you did. That is it, guys. Until next time, be blessed and be the reason someone smiles. Bye, guys.